Hey Vert, how you doing? You did make it. How is the synth convention going? Machina Bristonica? Why is it not? Can you hear me? Nice. Sounds cool. Yeah, I saw that Uhi is showing their Eurorack modules and sounds good. Yeah, okay, so it's 2 o'clock. It's 3 a.m. somewhere. Uh, This is the latest episode of Patching at 3 a.m. Thank you for joining me. Today we're going to be talking about modular synthesizers and Bitwig Studio, and I hope we can have some fun with that. Before we get started, I have some announcements to make. I have 3 a.m. logo T-shirts. I had intended to have one here so that I could show you, but there's a link in the description of this stream to where you can buy T-shirts if you're looking for those. I will also be releasing new music soon. October 15th is the official date for the release of Borrowed Grooves, which is my upcoming music release. Expect many beats and all sorts of weird sounds. I think it's pretty cool. Uh, anyway, without any further ado, let's talk about using modular synthesizers with Bitwig. I'm going to shift the focus of the screen so that it's now mostly Bitwig and you can kind of see me in the corner. Go ahead and, uh, you know, if I forget to switch focus and you want to see something that's going on in the modular, just say so in the chat. And yeah, if I'm doing something on the modular and or in Bitwig and you can't really see it, I can switch things around. Just give me a heads up in the chat. Okay, so we're gonna get started, and to begin with, I'm gonna play around with the patch which I demonstrated in the studio tour. This is a patch which is focused on the surge modular. No, the surge modular. Yes, that one. Um, what we've got going on here is a little sequence that's being generated in Bitwig with Bitwig's grid. And so what we have is a clock which drives the sequencer and some modulation channels. We have a pitch quantizer which constrains the notes that get triggered uh, so that only the notes that I want to hear get through, and those notes get passed on to a hardware CV instrument device in Bitwig, and that's generating CV signal from the Bitwig Connect 412 here, and CV signal is going to the oscillator and to trigger the envelope. It's also sending a clock signal to this sequencer over here. And this sequencer is not controlling pitch. It's actually controlling the probability that that a gate will get through. So if I turn these down, you'll notice that not all the gates get through. And if I turn one up, it doesn't guarantee that a gate will get through. It'll just increase the probability that a gate will get through. And so, you know, I can turn up some more of these. Some of them will be more likely to get through, some of them will be less likely to get through, and that allows me to make a somewhat more of a interesting evolving pattern, if you will. So that sequencer's control voltage is going into one of the inputs on the Connect 412 again, and that CV is then routed, excuse me for crossing in front of the camera, but that CV is routed to this input. So this input here is getting signal from Connect 412 input 4, and that is controlling two chance operators. And one of those chance operators is going to a CV output on the Connect, and the other chance operator is connected to the gate input for the module that actually generates MIDI notes in this case, and passes it on to the hardware CV instrument. So to make this patch even a little bit more something you can perform with, this TKB sequencer has its CV output connected so that I can transpose the sequence like that. Let's get more step activity in here. Now, this TKB has 4 channels of 16-step sequencing or programming ability, depending on whether it's getting a clock or not. So one of those channels is, of course, being routed into Bitwig to transpose, but another channel is controlling the FM input on this new timbral oscillator, and so you'll hear some steps have FM. That one does. That one has none. Or I can adjust the amount of FM for a step. Sounds pretty cool. And this precision VCO is what's FMing the new timbral oscillator. I also have a channel that can control the voltage control wave shape, so that each step has a different wave shape and a different FM amount. So the Connect 412 is generating another clock signal, which I can use to clock the TKB, and that clock signal is also coming from a chance operator, so it will only step, once in a while, depending on the probability of the step that it lands on. And the TKB also, it has these gate outputs for each step. And so if I connect one of those gate outputs to the reset input, then it will create kind of smaller subsequences within the 16 steps. So currently it's stepping from step 6 through step 11, and I can press step 1, and now it'll cycle from step 1 through step 5. Because there's a signal at step 6 that's connected to the reset, which is telling it, go back to 1, go back to 1. And so I can make even smaller sequences within that by, for example, pressing step 3 instead of step 1, and now it's only going to cycle between 3 and 5, because 3 is the stage that I pressed, so that becomes the essentially step 1. And so yeah, that's getting really into the weeds about the TKB, but it's a lot of fun to be able to create these sequences that you can perform live, that you can interact with. And yeah, so I have been neglecting the chat. Is there anything going on in there? Oh, hey, ELX Sound. Hey, Eric. Good to see you in the chat. And yeah, and I really got to say thanks to everybody who has been tuning into these things, because it's a lot of fun for me to do, and I hope it's a lot of fun for you guys to watch me just kind of spinning around in my chair or whatever. So yeah, so back to patching modular synthesizers with Bitwig. So I'm gonna go out of the grid, and I'm gonna look at the channel where I'm controlling where I'm getting audio from the Surge synthesizer. And on this channel, I have a hardware effects plugin. And the hardware effects plugin allows me to send audio out from Bitwig to an output on my audio interfaces, and it provides an input that allows me to get the signal back. And so in the case of this one right here on the left, it's connected to a delay, and like a modulated delay that the Bastille time plus a digital delay, which is a lot of fun. But what I can also do is I can connect the inputs and outputs to, for example, my ES10 audio interfaces that operate at modular levels. And so so let's go over here for a second. And so here is the Eurorack modular. And I have a lot of cables connected to the Expert Sleeper's ADAT modules, sending signals to and from the computer. In this case, the signal from the Surge is going into this autodub module that is then routed to the make noise mimeophone. And the reason it's connected to the audio dub is that gives me the ability to only pass signal to the delay when it receives a gate. And that's super, super handy for doing dub style delays. So in this case, I'm using my Chord Chaos pad to generate that gate. So when I touch, you can hear that signal is now being routed to the mimeophone. And when I let go, the tails of the delay continue to pass through, even though the delay isn't receiving signal anymore. You know, so classic turning the send level up so that the wet signal is still part of the mix. So in addition to sending gate, I'm also sending CV for the X and Y axis, so I can touch and it'll change the delay time. And increase the halo amount. It's also controlling volume somewhere, which is not something I had planned for. But anyway, you can get the idea that lots of ability to control the sound through through Bitwig's audio routing and control signal routing. And okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn that effect off. And yeah, Chaos Pad, super, super useful. Eric has basic question. As non-Bitwig user, does Bitwig have direct access to all your core audio devices, or do you have to aggregate first? It does have access to all core audio devices. So when I select a output for a device, it shows me my RedNet TNX, which has all of these inputs and outputs. It also has the Connect 412's inputs and outputs, and that's not set up as an aggregate device in audio MIDI setup. It's set up as part of Bitwig's audio settings. I have when you go to select your audio device, you can choose create new combined device. And so I can combine as many of the audio interfaces on my system as I need, and then the inputs and outputs become available right from the audio settings, and I can name them here. I can make it so that some inputs and outputs don't appear if they're not in use. I can choose which outputs are used for monitoring the main output channel, and that's another really, really handy use of the hardware effects device in Bitwig. Is you have I am just having the camera pointed at the modular. You can't see what I'm trying to do. So I can use the hardware effects device for monitoring. So I can set the mix for the hardware effects device to an output which is connected to a headphone amp. I can right now I have that set up so that it's sending a signal to the laptop that's running the stream, and so I'm able to monitor the audio before it hits the stream through my main audio interfaces, but I can also set up a separate monitor mix for somebody who's working in the sunroom next door, and it just makes it so easy to do tracking gigs and make sure that you're hearing what you need to hear rather than everything that's hitting the main outputs. Anyway, feeling inadequate regarding inputs and outputs. It's based on what I've seen you do, Vert, I don't think you should feel inadequate in any way. I think you are nailing it. Your music has been inspiring to me for quite a long time. So take that for what it is. Anyway, so oh, you know what? Why don't I talk a little bit about uh, the hardware CV instrument device? I covered this in a video that I did long time ago. I did a Bitwig video when version 2 was released and they first implemented their CV device control. And so one of the really useful things that Bitwig can do is it can take the output of an oscillator and compare that to a CV signal that it's sending to control that oscillator, and and it can use that to effectively tune the oscillator. And so I have now patched a oscillator from the patch we were listening to into the input that scans the audio so that it can tune. And I have connected CV. I've connected CV from Bitwig to control that oscillator's pitch. And so let's see. You can't really see what's going on there because it's covered by my stupid face. Give me just a second. I'm gonna close the camera. There. So now it's just Bitwig. So this is the input from the oscillator. This is the output CV that controls the oscillator. And this is the gate output that triggers the envelope for that patch. And so if I click the tune button, it will begin tuning. Oh, I meant for you to be able to hear this. Okay, so you can hear the oscillator drone. I click tune, and it just starts sending voltages and figuring out where those voltages need to be to trigger different whatchamacallits. You know what I'm talking about, those things. The oscillator. So this makes it really handy. Normally you would probably just connect the main output of your patch to the to the input here, and then you can route effects and stuff like that. But I generally prefer to set up a control track and then an audio input track, and that allows me to then uh, uh, stop thinking completely for a moment. Allows me to record the audio separately and have a track that's just dedicated to controlling the instrument and another track that's dedicated to recording the audio output from that instrument. So that instrument tunes the oscillator. You can also add additional devices because this particular plugin device is also a container for additional devices. So this section where it says for CV outs, I can bring in from tools let's see here. No. Where am I? Oh, because I'm looking in the wrong category. I want hardware CV out. I'm going to drag that onto my for CV out. And I'm going to select an output. But for this demonstration, I had, you know what, we're going to move some things around. I hope you guys have a little bit of patience. I'm doing this a little bit more experimentally than I typically would. And I'm just going to play around with some things. So I'm going to move the hardware CV instrument over to this instrument track. I'm going to go ahead and put the camera back on so you can see what I'm doing with the modular. Right. So now I've got the hardware CV instrument on its own track. I'm going to arm that track. So now you can actually hear as I play the keys. And the sequencer is still influencing the likelihood that a note will get through somehow. Goodness. All right, well, that's fine. I don't care. All right, so I'm going to deconstruct this patch a little bit. I want to make sure that I've got the critical stuff still connected. All right, so red connects to pitch, and white connects to gate. All right, so I can disconnect 11 and 12 because I'm not going to be using those clock signals anymore. All right, so all right. Now I'm also going to connect this to the input. There we go. So we can have a sustained note. And so green is going to go to output 11. Output 11, I'm going to connect that with a longer cable to the waveform control, the waveform CV input on the new timbral oscillator. Okay, now I'm going to set the output of this hardware CV out to output number 11. Okay, and now get control over the wave shape of that oscillator. Neat. But, you know, that's just controlling something with a mouse, right? What you really want to be able to do is modulate it. So I'm going to create a little LFO here. I'm going to map that LFO to the knob for the hardware CV out device. And I'm going to knock my mouse over so that you can't see what I'm doing anymore. And now you can hear the LFO from Bitwig modulating the wave shape for the new timbral oscillator. And so I'm gonna next see about, so that's the variable Q VCF. Drop the mouse again. And right now it's getting volt per octave CV to control the filter, but maybe I would like to control that filter with its own CV from Bitwig. So we will connect that to CV input here. Turn down the frequency of that filter, turn up its CV input. And so, you know what, Eric, very cool. Does that auto-tuner scale for oscillators that are slightly out of tune, slightly out of calibration? Yes, and I'm gonna demonstrate that in a minute. But first, there was something else that I was going to do. And yeah, so I'm gonna, so right now I've just been working with a single CV generator. I'm gonna delete that, and I'm going to go to my tools, and I'm gonna grab the FX grid. And the FX grid is what I've been using, that's my default patch, where I'm, using modules that have inputs and outputs and stuff. So here I can also instantiate CV outputs, but I can just create a couple. And I can add, some LFOs, some modulation sources, and, maybe a random generator of some kind. And so here I can choose the output for the CV out. So I'm going to go to the Connect 412. I'm going to choose output 11 again. That was controlling the waveform. And so that'll go to that. And so this will get, this will go to 12. And just going to move this over here. And we'll connect that to the filter. So neat feature of this Connect 412 is this Bitwig button. And so I can hover over a parameter. And now the knob controls that parameter. So that's some audio rate modulation of VCFQ sounds sweet with some audio rate modulation. Oh wait, no, this is this is what's modulating the waveform. But that sounds really nice too. So this is what's controlling. Oh, that's weird. That's some surge goodness. That's just the flow. Oh man. Oh hey, Andrew Cohn's my brother. Everybody say hi to Andrew. Drew. Yeah, so those are some weird sounds, right? So I've been neglecting the chat. Let me read through some of this. Oh, Shab's here. Good to see you. And it's been a while since I've seen a DAW host go straight to YouTube. Actually, I don't mind talking about that a little bit. I just figured out how to use NDI, which is a method for transmitting video over the network using OBS. And so my main studio computer is running OBS, which is capturing the screen, and the OBS is using the NDI plugin, which creates a network hook that another instance of OBS can stream. And so it's really actually easy to use. There you have to in Mac OS install some things through the terminal, but once you've done that, it's like, wow, I can't believe how easy this was to set up. It shouldn't be this easy, but yeah. So that video is being beamed to the computer that's actually got the camera connected to it and is running the stream, and that's I've also started playing around with Imaginondo's VS, and I'm really excited about kind of playing around with some live video stuff like Vert does with maybe some audio reactive, but I don't want to get too ambitious. I'm trying to take it step by step. I'd still like to get another camera set up, but it it all takes time and understanding, and I'm a little bit slow, so so what else? Yeah, calling it the grid, like on Tron. Yeah, no, it's a good name for it, I guess, because it's a grid. But yeah, naming anything. Oh man, when we try to name products at Nectar, it's just like we don't want it to be cringe-inducing. We don't want it to be something that doesn't already exist. We want it to be somewhat descriptive, and it's just like it's the hardest and lamest part of making a product, in my opinion. It's like, can't it just be that thing? Yeah, that thing. You know what it is. It's that thing. That plugin. It sounds great. Everyone loves it, right? KVR in joke. Sorry about that. Back to modular synthesis. synthesizers. So yeah, so I've got another track set up here with let's see, I think it's input from the Eurorack system, and I gotta get the remote, move the camera over to the Eurorack system. Yeah, okay. So I think if I turn up this, no, not working. What do we got? What do we got here? What do we got here? So, oh, am I not armed? I'm not armed. I'm not armed, man. The track isn't armed, so there we go. That's a sound, right? That's a sound. And just like in the Surge Modulars chain, I have control. I'm just gonna do a little free patching for a while if you guys don't mind. So I'm getting clock from via MIDI from Bitwig and connecting that through a series of clock dividers. So now we're tempo synced. So I just connected a random modulation source to the another one of the wavetable modulation inputs. That modulation source is being triggered by a Euclidean sequence coming from the modulation output. Also, go ahead and sync this delay. Let's run that into that input. Get us a stackable cable so that we can patch the signal to the effect and the dry signal back into the mixer. And give me a shorter cable. Effect is set full wet and connected to another channel on the Oh, well, I think that's all I got in me today, guys. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed some of the stuff that I was doing. Any last-minute questions you guys got? It's been a pleasure. Yeah, it's nothing. Thank you, though. Thank you. It's my pleasure. I mean, this is what I'd be doing on any given Saturday anyway. So might as well do it in front of the camera, and it's getting easier every time. So I do anticipate doing more of these. In fact, I look forward to Mark Laidlaw's performance on October 11th. I hope you guys join us for that one. I'm a big fan of Mark's music. He has some of the same weird sensibilities that I do, and I think you guys will really appreciate it. I think that's it. Thank you again, everyone, for joining me. Have a good one.